Hi YouTube, on today's episode we're going to look at the MSR MiniWorks EX water filter. This is one that's in the box with a spare filter just to show what it looks like at the store. And this is it. This is a filter, not a purifier. If you are concerned about viruses and things that would need to be purified, then you need to go with something like a Catadine tablet or something like that. I've used this filter all over the place and really like it. In a few minutes from this video, Nikki's going to take this and she's going to actually use it. You can see what it looks like coming out of a pond. On the bottom, you unscrew here. The threads are threaded for a Nalgene. So you take this, take the straw out, and you just thread it on. And then as you go, you're just going to pump. It'll create a prime. This device here is where the water actually goes in. This is just a little floater to, regulate where you want it to hang in the water. And you pump what you want, it'll come out. And then you unscrew it. And you tighten your Nalgene. It's a very simple filter. It is very rugged. Everyone I know that does some kind of backpacking or emergency preparedness has this filter, and this is our third. This is, I think, my second. It is a very easy tool to operate. You just take and screw off the bottom. This is your top. This is a ceramic filter, water filter, and on the bottom of this tool, of the lid, you have this little gauge piece, and when this can go around your ceramic, it's time to replace. I'm not going to do a cleaning demonstration on this, but the cleaning is really easy. And this is it. So you have your cylinder, you have a seal like an O-ring here. This little spot here is where your water comes out. Then all you do is you just screw your bottom back on, and you put this on, and then you screw your top on. A way to clean it that I have done in the field that works really well. The way filters work, just in general, there are different layers. Your water goes through a layer, either inside or outside of the filter. And then the water is pushed either to the outside or from the outside pushed to the inside, and then comes out your hole where your filtered water comes out. So on this filter, one way to do it is you have this little Brillo pad and you just wipe it off. And if you're going through pretty dirty water, it'll fill up, and you can tell because your water flow it'll be harder to press here. And I'll put a link in the description from MSR on correct cleaning techniques, but this one I just want to do a basic review on this filter. And it comes with a bag right here, and it's mesh on this side. When you finish using it, you can put it in here, and it gives a chance to breathe and air out. The handle, this is all plastic, but I have not broken this yet. And I have used it in a lot of places. I have not used it at extreme high altitude, but I have used it pretty much everywhere else. And I've used it in cold and in pretty cold temperatures. I've used it in hot. And in one circumstance, the group we were with, we needed all of our water for about, I think it was a day or day and a half, 2 days. And all of it came through the filter I brought. This filter can handle a lot of abuse. This one, at least the original one I had, the only reason I got rid of it is because it was just really old, and I just wanted to get something that was a little newer. It's been dropped and kicked. It's been in dust. It's been in nasty mud. It's been in suitcases and backpacks and rocks. It's fallen down on rocks and stuff repeatedly on every end of this thing, and it still works. All it takes is a little bit of cleaning, and as you saw when we took it apart a second ago, it was really easy to take apart. You go through and rinse it, and that's it. And just make sure, one thing to do when you are cleaning this is to use your filtered water, because you don't want to go through and this is your clean area, your threads and where your water comes out. That's where your clean area is. And just kind of like surgery, that's your sterile, it's not sterile, but that's your sterile area for this intents and purpose. And you don't want to put your nasty water that's been in there from a creek or a river or some kind of pollutants in it there, because then you'll go through the whole process of pressurizing and filling this thing to put your water out just to get the germs again. So that's something important to remember is when you are cleaning this, to make sure to use clean water. Don't just stick it in a water source, because that defeats the purpose of keeping this top on and keeping it clean. But one example I do have is we were on a trip internationally, and the situation arose where we did not have our water anymore, any more clean water. And we had to go to a river, and there were about 10 of us, and we had to filter our water. And everyone had 2 Nalgenes, and we took shifts because it will take a while to fill up that many Nalgenes. And we sat there, but not this exact one, but I think the one right before it, filtered all of that water for everybody for 2 days. That's how we got our water, until we were able to resupply and get some more water. And if you are ever going to travel internationally, even if you're going to go somewhere that you think is completely safe, unless, it doesn't matter. No matter where you're going to go, you should always have a filter, whether it's this thing to filter a bunch, or you're going to do a Life Straw or a Sawyer, something, so you can guarantee no matter where you are that you and the people around you can have filtered water. Now, if you're going to have more than 2 people, even more than 1 person, I always recommend having this thing, just because this is a lifesaver. This will get you filtered water. And like I said before, if you are worried about viruses and that kind of thing, then you're going to have to purify it. And you can go a couple different routes. You can boil, you can do catadine tablets or something like catadine tablets. I just like catadine tablets. And I'll put a link to all those below. Or you can always do the solar method, you know, where you put it in the sun in a bottle and it heats up. The catadine tablets are my favorite, just because all the measurements are done for Nalgenes, and it's easy, right? So this is threaded for a Nalgene, put it in an Nalgene. Get some catadine tablets, put it in an Nalgene, because they're dosed for Nalgene, and you let them sit for the time period that you want them to sit, or the packaging says to sit, and then you have purified water. And that's a really good system, because normally what I'll do if I travel is I'll take those catadine tablets, they come in a little foil packet, and individual tablets, and then this is big enough for the filter, and then sleeves of those catadine tablets, and that way you have a very long period with purified water. There are a couple of variations of this. This one is the filter. This one is the MSR MiniWorks EX microfilter. There is another version from MSR that is the Sweetwater water purifier system, and that's $100. Then they have one that is very similar to how this functions and everything, with screwing onto your bottle, and that one is $350. But there are no catadine tablets, so it just depends what you're looking for. I'm in situations where filtering is okay. I don't need to purify. But if you're in a situation where you need to purify more than filtering, then the MSR Guardian Purifier would probably be a really good choice. Similar form factor, it's compact, you screw it onto your bottles, and you have a little filter. Part of your system is that it's in the water and it floats similar to this thing. Similar kind of hose and that kind of, and all of that. But it's easy. So if you are going to be somewhere where you think purifying is the best option, or you want for your emergency preparedness plan, you don't want to worry with tablets. You just want to have one thing because you're trying to do a bug out bag or something like that, or any kind of reason. There's a purifier option. So this is the MSR MiniWorks. This, you can buy ceramic filters by themselves. That's these. And I'll put a link to the filter, the filter replacement, and I'll also put a link to the Guardian Purifier and the Sweetwater Purifier system. The Sweetwater is a smaller system, and I don't believe that can screw onto a Nalgene, but it is a purifier from MSR. And I love MSR. Everyone makes good stuff. Platypus makes some good things too. I'm just a huge fan of MSR. Thanks for watching.